Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome. Welcome to Empower Fantastic Life. Find your power, live without limits. Today, let's set aside all the typical parenting advice, the to-do lists, the chore charts. Instead, I want to invite you into the boardroom of what is, without a doubt, your most important organization, your family. Think of what we're about to go through as less of a manual and more of a leadership guide, a real strategy for building something that truly lasts. All right, let's get started.
Right off the bat, I want to share this quote from Dr. Jim Burns because it really sets the stage for everything. It basically gives us permission to let go of that impossible idea of perfection. See, the goal isn't to create some flawless family you'd see on a magazine cover. The real goal is to build a healthy one, a resilient one, a family that can handle whatever life throws at it. And you know what the best part is? It's not about luck. It's about being intentional. It's about practice. And to do that, we need to adopt what's called the family CEO mindset. It's a really simple shift, but it is so powerful. It's about moving from just reacting to the daily chaos of family life, the spilled juice, the forgotten homework, the arguments between siblings, to becoming a proactive leader. You're no longer just putting out fires. You're the architect designing your family's future. So here's how we're going to break this down. We've already tackled the myth of perfection, so we can check that one off. Next, we're going to explore the 3 pillars that every strong family is built on: its emotional core, its guiding structure, and its daily culture. And then we'll pull it all together into a straightforward blueprint that you can start using right away.
Okay, so let's start with Pillar 1, the emotional core. This is the bedrock. This is your family's foundation. It's not really about what you do, it's about how you all feel together. This is the why that fuels everything else, that deep, unspoken sense of connection, love, and security. Because honestly, without a strong emotional core, everything else just kind of falls apart.
So how do we actually build this? Well, Dr. Burns points to 3 absolutely key actions. First, loving your spouse. That right there creates the most secure environment possible for your kids. Second is to truly be there for them. And this means a lot more than just being in the same house. It's about putting your phone away, looking them in the eye, and actually listening when they tell you about their day. And third, we need to actively express AWE, and that stands for affection, a hug, a hand on the shoulder; warmth, a real smile, a kind tone of voice; and encouragement, actually saying "I believe in you" and really meaning it. These are the active ingredients of love.
I love this analogy, the emotional bank account. Think about it. Every time you listen without jumping in, every time you share a laugh or offer a genuine apology, you're making a deposit. And those deposits build up this incredible relational wealth. So then, when the tough times come, and we all know they do, you've got this huge reserve of trust and goodwill to draw from. A harsh word or a broken promise, well, that's a withdrawal. The goal is to keep that account so full that the occasional withdrawal doesn't come close to bankrupting the relationship.
All right, let's move on to Pillar 2, the guiding structure. If the emotional core was the why, this is the how. This is the internal framework, the values, the rules that gives your family stability and gives it direction. You could even think of it as your family's constitution.
The building blocks here are super clear. It all starts with being intentional about your family's morals and values. Let me just ask you, what does your family really stand for? Then it's about discipline that is applied with consistency. And this is so important. It's about prioritizing experiences and relationships over just stuff. It's about showing your kids that the best things in life truly aren't things.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates the power of consistency. When rules are consistent, let's say bedtime is always at 8 o'clock on a school night, kids feel safe. They know exactly what to expect. That builds security and trust. But when the rules are always changing depending on your mood, that creates confusion and anxiety, and kids will naturally start pushing boundaries, just trying to figure out where the real wall is. Consistency isn't about being a drill sergeant. It's about being a predictable, safe harbor in the storm of life.
And that brings us to our final pillar, Pillar 3, the daily culture. I like to think of this as your family's operating system. It's the sum of all your daily habits, your rituals, your interactions. It's the very air you all breathe every single day. And this culture has grown through very specific daily actions. It's about making open communication a priority. It's about making time for play and laughter. That's not a bonus, it's an absolute necessity for connection. It's about being ruthless in finding and getting rid of the unnecessary stresses in your family's life. And finally, it's about nurturing your family's spiritual side, in whatever way feels right for you.
So here's the bottom line on this one. Your family's culture isn't some mission statement you hang up on the wall. It's what you actually do. If you say you value connection, but every night everyone's eating dinner in front of a different screen, then your culture is one of disconnection. But if you have a simple little ritual, like everyone sharing one good thing from their day at the dinner table, then your culture becomes one of gratitude and communication. Culture is just the sum of your daily choices. It's that simple.
Okay, so we've looked at all three pillars. Now, let's put them all together into a real, actionable blueprint. This is how a great family CEO takes this strategy and puts it into practice to build a family that doesn't just survive, but truly thrives.
And here it is. It's a simple, repeatable loop. Step 1, fortify your emotional core. Step 2, establish your guiding structure. And step 3, cultivate your daily culture. This isn't a one-and-done kind of thing you can just check off a list. This is the ongoing, incredibly rewarding work of great leadership.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. I want to leave you with a question to really think about. If your family was an organization, what would its one-sentence mission statement be? What is the single guiding principle that you want to define your life together? Answering that question is really the first step to becoming that intentional, inspiring leader your family deserves. You've been listening to Empower Fantastic Life, Jaeger Empowerment Academy. See you next time. Bye-bye.